One is from Skrilla01. How long to polish Grumpy Trev? I can't read properly. This beer has wrecked me.
How long does it take to polish Grumpy Trev's head?
Yes, exactly.
Ho, ho, f***ing ho.
G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and today, well, it's all about bringing you guys world exclusives of the hottest FPV products. You've heard of Quad Box, what is it? No, Drop Box, Quad Box, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Today, we've got a brand new one right here.
Hairy box.
This is called Launch Box, and I don't know why the A is crossed out there because it's definitely not a lunch box, but let's see what we've got in this world exclusive. Ready for the unboxing? Because I know these have been getting pretty popular and you want to see. Let's open up this box and see how it goes. Alrighty. We've got in the Launch Lunch Box, not to be confused with the official Lunch Box FPV, some Vegemite bagels. There you go, Granger. You can have some of those. We've also got one large Big Mac meal. I'm going to have the Big Mac meal. A beer. I don't know who's going to... we'll just put that on there. Maybe that'll be... You can't have that, Granger. That might be for Botgrinder, maybe. We've got... Well, what's this one, Trevor? Special for you, mate. An avocado. So this is what I really like this because this is the sort of stuff you need when you do an FPV. What have you got?
It's a Devon sandwich.
So this has got us covered, you know.
Yeah, look.
A slinky for some reason.
Wonder how long it's been in the box. Smells a bit fishy.
A used AAA battery. Now this is really important. This is going to help a lot when you have those things that you need to charge. You can simply get one of these batteries, go and charge it up, and then put it in the device. So if you're out in the field, you've got something like your TV remote or something like that, and you charge this up, that might be useful to put this in there. And then there's two more things. One fried ESC, which will be useful if you're the sort of person who likes to collect some old used electronics. So I'll put that. Do you want that?
Yeah, actually, I reckon I will.
Okay. And this one's for you, Grandad, a FPV bib. I love Mum, Dad, and FPV. So you can put this little FPV bib on there. Maybe we'll have that for the kid, because you'll probably make a mess eating anyway. All right. I'm actually hungry, so let's eat and then get on.
Is that it?
That's it. That's all you get in the Launch Box FPV. What do you reckon, Trevor? Grumpy Trev rating out of 10 in terms of performance.
Fucking rip-off.
Well, you don't like it? What about your Devon sandwich? You'd be worried about the postage.
It's green.
Okay. Granger, what do you think?
I reckon it's bloody awesome.
A thumbs up, thumbs down. That's what
Thumbs
Granger
up.
can do. All right. And I like it as well. What about value for money wise? So you didn't have to pay for anything, Trevor. What do you reckon?
Way too much.
Okay. I think I'm going to rate my Big Mac meal. I feel like McDonald's is pretty expensive. Anyway, you're here for the Q&A. Let's get on with it. We're going to eat some lunch and then cut back.
How come you got the most expensive part?
Because I bought it. G'day, Stu from UAVfutures, and welcome back to a Sunday Q&A where every week Trevor and myself, sometimes Carl, we get together. Today, big special guest, we've got Granger FPV in the house. How you been, Granger?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
That's right.
So if you want to go check, Granger's probably feeling a little bit nervous because I just rang him up on the drive over here. I was like, Granger, do you want to come shoot a Q&A? He was like, sure. So you can go check out his channel. It'll be linked down below or above Trevor's shiny big head. And definitely, if you're new to the channel, what these are, these Q&As, as well as having some little jokes, a little bit of fun. This is where we get together, we talk about all things FPV, YouTube related. You put them down in the comments down below. Trevor and myself and someone else, we go through and we answer your questions. And we always try to have a bit of a giveaway as well, and today is no exception. We've got a really, really cool prize. We've got the Nirvana radio, and I do want to put a picture on the screen, so a massive shout out to Underground FPV for sending that over, but it is one of the craziest looking radios you have seen. I'm super stoked. I know someone going out to Joshua Barwell, Andy RC, a whole bunch of people should be getting these radios. They're about to hit the market. They're on pre-order. Very, very cool things, but I'm going to let you, I'll put the link down below. I'm going to let you guys go and have a look at it. So big shout out to those people, but we should kick it off, get on with the questions, and then find out who's going to win that radio. So ready to do it? I don't know if I should have a Coke. We usually have a cup of tea. I got a beer here that came in the Launch Box. Well, my Coke from Macca's.
You're in a beer with Botgrinder.
Beers, actually big shout out, that is beers with Botgrinder. I don't think beers with UAVfutures would go down very well because I think he might drink a little bit more than me, and I don't want to steal Botgrinder's ideas. That might be a little bit bad. So there's definitely no beers with Botgrinder. Sorry, Botgrinder, we're not stealing your segment here. I'm going to put that beer to the side and go put that avocado to the side as well. Go check out Botgrinder's channel actually too, because I'm a big fan of him. I think he's one of the most genuine people in the community. So there you go, Botgrinder. There's a little bit of an extra shout out
yours
to you as well.
Yours would have to be yogurt with UAVfutures.
Eating some kids' Yoplait pudding, yum. Alright, ready to kick it off? This one is from Jake Jackson Wood. Q&A, love the channel. It's been a huge factor in getting me interested in FPV racing. Anyway, here's my question. What is your suggested path to go from not having any drone setup to a full racing setup? Or what was your path to FPV drone racing? Please include a time frame of each step and maybe some specific gear or important items. Trev?
I'm not going first on that one.
Okay, Granger, I'll go. No. All right, so I guess for me, my path was just watching YouTube, and then I bought like the legit gear straight away. So like a Tyrannus radio, some Fat Sharks, and then I guess the quad part was probably the generic part, so just an Emax Nighthawk. And yeah, I kind of dived all the way in, but before I did that, I guess I did have a little toy drone, like a Hubsan X4, that I flew around the house, but that part wasn't FPV. What about you, Trev?
I went from a DJI, what do you call those things? Flame wheel. A flame wheel to a blackout.
Straight
racing drone, yeah.
And what about FPV goggles or radios? Did you get good stuff? Did you start with bad stuff?
No, I just started with 9XR was my first radio. Then I got a Tyrannus when they come out.
And you used that? I know you used that for a long time.
Yeah,
Till you got your special edition. Where'd you get your special edition from, Trevor?
Some channel. Oh, this one.
What about you, Granger? How did you get? Well, I guess how did you get started in the hobby, or how would you go from not having anything into the hobby? So how did you go? What was your journey?
My journey. So at the start, I was into fixed wing and saw a lot of drone videos coming up and recommended. So I did a lot of YouTube videos, watching them, and I thought it'd be too hard, but I just got a King Kong Tiny 6 Tiny Whoop. Got some big E-Sheen Goggle 2s, and they were pretty cool, and that got me hooked. So then I went.
You can't see your face, Granger. That's better.
That's alright. So I got some big E-Sheen.
I can't see anything, Trevor.
So I got this E-Sheen, like a bit of a bigger quad, like a 3-inch, and I thought that had heaps of power. I was like getting really scared and nervous to fly it, but then after that, I thought I was ready for a 5-inch, so I built up a 5-inch with Pezzy D, and. Yeah.
His name's Tupac Perry.
Oh, Tupac Perry.
Okay.
He talks longer than you.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking. There we go. So there's Granger's long, rambling answer. We will cut him down, and hopefully he can adjust.
He's shy too, you know?
Yeah. Stu, Trev, and CTC, who's been replaced by Granger FPV. Which one of you has the best story? Oh, this one's also from Shane Dougherty. Which one has the best story about you getting bitten by quads? I had a little Aurora 100, and I ignored the take your props off caution, thinking, what could this little quad hurt? I armed it, and it caught the USB cord, flipped over in my hand, broke the props, and left 5 clean slices. Never underestimate the power.
Wow.
Have you ever been bitten?
Not like that, no. I've actually lost the drone. No, we had to look for the drone. And
what's this we? What's this we business?
You were helping look for it.
Helping look for it. Yeah, I didn't lose it.
No, I said we were looking for this drone. Yeah, I didn't say we.
Okay, we're going to go back and watch this replay.
Lost the drone. No, we had to look for the drone.
Watch it.
And tell us who was right. Was it Trevor or me? Did he say we were looking for the quad or we lost this drone?
Tick the box at the top.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Anyway, so you're looking for this. We're looking for this drone that you lost.
That's right. Yeah, that's correct.
Yep.
And I found it and I picked it up and it took off and started biting me. So I put my foot in it to stop it.
Okay. I think you cut your hand up.
Yeah,
the top of your thumb,
but
it went in a nice way across the top of your hand. Quite lucky.
Yeah, it's still there.
What about you, Granger? Ever been sliced up by props?
Not sliced up, but I've been attacked by a tiny whoop in my hair. It kind of got stuck in my hair, but that's about it.
Yeah. For me, mine was a pretty silly one. I plugged in, it was only like a little tiny 6 or something like that, and I was messing with the channel mapping on the radio, and it wasn't arming and accepting the auxiliary switches because it was like a very generic one that doesn't tend to, you couldn't really program it or do very much with it. This is a fair while ago. And I remember just trying the traditional, you know, where you hold left on the stick or an arm, whatever it used to be, and it went and flipped over and just started going full throttle instead of the roll channel or something was mixed up or whatever, and so it was just going.
Did it catch it?
it didn't draw blood, but it was tricky to hold while it's going full throttle until I can unplug the battery.
I got one there with carbon fibre pops. Want to do it again?
No, that will cut your hand off.
It's because you're yelling.
What's your take on the Jumper T8SG, guys, from James Buck? Have you heard of the Jumper T8SG?
Oh yeah, I know what it is. It's a multi-protocol transmitter.
Okay. What's your take on it?
Is that the same size as that small one? That we tried?
It is the same size, but it does some things a bit differently.
Okay, well, look, I like the concept of it, but I found that radio was a bit small for me to handle.
Okay, all right. I'll definitely. Well, I've actually got one, so it's at Cal's house. Cal's borrowing that at the moment, so we definitely stay tuned because we will be checking it out. My phone's on low power mode because I've got a flat battery, so this is very annoying. Anyway, so that's coming up. This one is from Mitchell Hand. G'day, Stu. Have you ever needed to go for a poo halfway through a session out at the field? And if so, what did you do? Race home or go to the bush? Love the channel. I'm from New Zealand where it's currently winter and freezing. And I'm going to say, Mitchell Han, well, as an adult, I feel like I can plan my bathroom bowel movements without needing, I can sort of think, gee, I might need to go to the toilet prior before I go out in the field. So I actually haven't run into that problem. So, and if I did, I would probably just hold it until I got to a bathroom.
Well, normally we wouldn't have that problem, but I can speak for Cal here. Cal and yourself, we do have that problem now because Stu's always giving us the
Okay. So what do? Do you run home?
No, we just crap in the back of your car.
Oh. What about you, Grange? Have you ever had to relieve yourself?
Yeah, definitely old enough right now to know my trips to the toilet.
Yeah, and you got some big pull-up nappies and stuff.
Sure do.
You just
So
graduated.
I don't even need the toilet. Yeah.
This one's from Groovin to FPV. Stu, I'm curious where GT, CTC and yourself prefer to have your batteries, top, bottom, mid, mount, and why. Thanks for all you do. It is my pleasure, good sir, because I love making FPV content. It's a lot of fun, especially with bozos like this around. But where do you prefer to have your battery, Trevor? On your quad, I should just say, before you get very inappropriate. And I'm going to apologise too. If you like professional videos and good sound quality and well-scripted events, this is not the video for you. I am sorry.
Yeah, we cut bits out of them, don't we, sometimes?
Okay, there's a question about that. But anyway, Trevor, what are we talking about? Where do you prefer your battery, mate?
Well, I've got quads that I'm on top and the bottom, and I don't really care. They all fly different, but I've got no preference.
All right. That's a very concise answer. What about you?
Me, I definitely prefer bottom mount battery because it feels more like a pendulum because I'm more of a racer, but I do prefer top mount for freestyle because it's more responsive for me.
Fair enough. Yeah. For me, I would say I don't really care too much. I find I perform better with the battery on the bottom, but if the quad's not made for it, like the Rooster or something, the Chameleon, that's no dramas. I'm happy to fly whatever. I don't feel like it makes too much of a difference. If I was going to go to racing, probably a bottom mount though. Won't they?
That's if he does that.
They'll notice. This one is from M Shane 86. How often do quads catch fire? I'm afraid to burn my fields. I've only been tiny whooping. I've only had one fire, but it was my best, most reliable quad, and it was completely unexpected. Thank goodness it had recently rained. Do you get anything catch on fire for you? Trev, how often does that happen to you?
Only when we pick your quads up, because the battery's nearly on flames when they come down.
And that's usually done on purpose. If I'm going to burst a battery, I'll be okay, let's do it.
That's about it. No, I've never had one catch fire yet.
Yeah, I've had things burn out, don't get me wrong, but actual flames pumping out, I haven't not really seen that. What about you?
I've never had flames come out, just had a bit of smoke just from a bit of grass and water in the EC.
What about Lockie's quad? So shout out to Lockie, who we've also flown. Have you seen his burst into flame?
I have seen his burst into flame.
And what was that like?
Yeah, a little worrying because we kind of stare each other and I was screaming on fire. I started running, didn't believe me.
You were on the opposite way though.
No, running that way and then we quickly
Was it a big fire?
Yeah, see the flames on the side of the field.
Alright, so definitely they can catch fire. You do need to be careful, but I don't think it happens too often. And I would say it happens more if your building is shoddy. So if you've got loose soldering connections, scraggly wires everywhere, if the cleaner your build is and the nicer your solder joints, the lower the risk of your fire. What computer video editor do you use, Trevor?
Pinnacle Studio.
From Hadley's famous FPV. I use Premiere Pro. What do you use, Granger?
Premiere Pro.
Why do you use that?
Because Stu's.
What?
It's easy to use.
Okay, I actually set Granger's up for him and started helping him out. Mike Tech, thanks so much again, Mike, because I know you're always putting questions in, and they're good questions too. I like to answer questions that have a variety of topics, not just the same things over and over. So Mike Tech is always asking interesting ones, but you've made a hell of a living flying park tracks, since that's what I have here. I love seeing that, but after watching this Buffalo Bando track, do you have any bandos in your area you could make a fun track around? And we have one place that I guess if we could get into the powerhouse looks
Cement
pretty
works.
cool. And yeah, also the cement works, but you got to do a little bit of trespassing, and I don't want to upset anybody as well, and your quads break so much more. And yes, bandos look really cool, but sometimes I find like getting the permission to actually fly there is kind of tricky. I don't know, and also they wreck your quads so much more. So, you know, one little crash, what you don't see is the mountains of repairs people have to do when they go flying at some of these aggressive sort of bandos. What about you, Trev?
Yeah, ditto.
Okay. Or what about you? You going to do any bando flying?
Oh yeah, I definitely think one day when I get permission and find a good spot, then yeah, I'd go for it.
Safety first. I feel like that. Alright, we're going to move on. Let's see. This one's from BD Prowse. This is in capitals. Stu, I want one of these questions. Love your channel. Well, you have one. Been watching for a few months now. My question is, how can I build a super efficient quad? And you spell quad with a K, so I don't know. But I love freestyle videos and all your flight videos, but I'd like to do a longer one. The countryside. What qualities make a good long flight time quad? Size, rotors, motors, batteries. Definitely my biggest tip would be build as light as possible. Get some efficient props, bi-blade props, maybe some lower KV motors, and I guess don't go above 50% throttle. And find your flight time where you get good flight times versus your battery weight, because the bigger battery, yes, you have more juice, but you also get diminishing returns. Trevor? Oh no, I'm going to go Granger. What would your advice? You're going to build a long-range quad, what would you say to get good flight times?
Not much of a long range person, but I'd say yeah, probably the lighter the quad would be better, and bi-blades and some nice low KV. Do they use low KV for?
They do.
Yeah, just nice low KV motors, and yeah, just don't thrash the throttle. Nice and smooth.
So you just said exactly what I just said.
Just different words.
Alright, Trevor?
Well, you don't have to go light for a long range quad. You get something that's low KV motors, like 980 KV, something like that. Use 9 or 10 inch props.
Oh, so there we go, big props.
Bigger props,
Yep.
more efficient, and they also carry a bit of weight too. So you know, if you want to carry a really big battery, like probably 5,000 amp hour battery, and yeah.
Okay, alright. This one, and believe it or not, so this is quite interesting. This is why I picked this one out. From Arc FPV. And it says, hi guys, love the channel. I hear that the chimney is Granger's spot, and back in the day he let you guys fly there. Is there any truth to this myth? So from Arc FPV. Is that your spot? Did you let us fly there? What's going on?
I mean, I was flying there back in the OG days, and then
When's the OG days?
You know, like 1980s, something like that. And then these two numbnuts just rock up and they just kick us out, basically.
Okay, is that what happened?
Yeah.
That'd be before nap days, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Nappies or
Before
naps?
nappies, yeah.
Yeah, nappies.
Yeah, and I'd probably.
I don't know where this is going.
I would say that it's probably that. What he said was, he's probably full of.
No, I don't reckon.
I am going to have this beer actually because my throat is getting sore, so I'm going to crack this open. Do you have a bottle opener down here, Trevor?
No.
What's this? Can I use that?
Yeah, you're going to use that. Oh, we get it.
Ow. We're going to just edit this back to when the beer's open.
Do it on a table, like on.
No, I don't want to damage Trevor's table. Screwdriver? Flathead? Oh, this is going to go terrible. Shattered glass everywhere.
Bang!
Thanks, Dad. Hey, wait, is it a twist top? It might be a twist top.
I doubt it.
You're the one that didn't try it, you. Twist top.
Alright. Here we go. So we're now on to the Beers with Botgrinder episode with UAVfutures and Grumpy Trev. Sorry, Bot.
Twist top.
Do you guys prefer... This one is from Daytona Gym 78. I was getting a dry throat. That's the only reason I'm having this beer. Do you guys prefer a frame that's easy to work on, or is performance more important? I've got America, but I hate working on it when I have a problem. So if you had to pick it, what do you like? What sort of frames do you like?
I like a form that's going to perform. I don't really care about the maintenance, because if you got time to fix a quad like I do, I mean, I'm still going to be able to fix it. There's no such thing, in my opinion, on a really hard quad to work on. There's maybe like a few more bolts to take off, but I reckon that's not much price to pay for.
You're an expert at it because you crash all the time.
Exactly.
What about you, Trev?
Yeah, that's... Fixing them is not a problem. I mean, you've got to take them apart anyway, so it doesn't take you much longer to pull one part that's a bit more complicated.
I think that was a really good answer that Granger says. I think performance is the most important thing, especially if you're a racer. I love my America too, and yeah, it can be a little bit more time consuming, an extra 10 minutes or something, but that's really no big issue, I guess. And if you're really upset and you're a pro racer, you want that performance, but you also don't like repairing, well then just build a couple of backup drones that are exactly the same. You can take out and fly those as well. I really do have a sore throat.
It's okay, kids, it's good to have a beer. It's
I really
family-friendly thing. It's just suck it on a tin.
tinny. The tinny is what we call, I don't know if you call that in the US, a can of beer. Hey Stu, I've had my own 5-inch now that has a great tune and handles great, but is a little bit underpowered, and I recently bought the Heli-Far X140 3-inch based off your review. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Which I know is crazy fast, but handles differently from 5 inches. And I'm training to start entering races, and I wanted to know, should I be training with the fast 3-inch drone or the slower 5-inch drone, as I'll have to race with that 5-inch, but I can train faster with the 3-inch basically. I still want to benefit from training with a 3-inch drone for 5-inch races. Will I still benefit from training with a 3-inch drone for 5-inch races? What he's saying is, he's got 2 drones, he's got a fast 3-inch. Should he practice with the 3-inch to help him? He just wants to get better at the 5-inch races. Should he practice with his 5-inch, or should he step it up and use the faster 3-inch for practice?
No, you should practice with the one you're going to race.
I 100% agree.
Practice with the one you're going to race.
If you're going to race, use the kit in the race that you're going to practice with. Definitely don't practice with the 3-inch and then expect to magically transfer those skills over to your 5-inch, because it's all going to be different. Race with what you're going to race. Practice with what you're going to race with.
It's like going for your car licence and bloody driving a bloody motorbike.
I'm practicing on my boat all day. Do you have your license yet, Granger?
Nah, I'll get it this month or next month.
Why? Happy birthday, by the way.
Because...
It's your birthday today?
No, about the other day. Okay, here's a little bit of a story. This is where we're just completely off track on this Q&A. Here's this story. It's pouring down rain. Granger's invited me to go flying, and I dogged him a little bit. I drove down there in my car, drove right up to him in the field, and then said, "What are you doing, you sucker, setting up all these gates? How long you been here?" He said, "Oh, about an hour." I was like, "Oh, look, sorry, I can't come. I'm going to take my daughter to go see this little show and this sort of stuff." And then he goes, "Oh, okay, no worries." And then I drove off and said, "Is anyone else coming?" He'd been there, he had like the whole track set up. I didn't know it was his birthday on that day. So then I felt really awful. So sorry about that, Granger.
No worries, mate. Still was a good day.
Yeah.
And you thought he wasn't an a**hole.
This one's from Drone Mates FBV. So we're all FBV mates here. Question and answer. Hi Stu, Trev. Hello from the Gold Coast. Built my drone off your channel. My question is, I'm building a premium build for my second drone. Decided to go with the TBS Unify. Do you think he's throwing his money away on that expensive BTX, or should he buy another one? He's going to use a smart audio.
I don't reckon you're wasting money. I reckon they're a great buy.
Okay.
I use them.
Yep.
I don't. I reckon they're a waste of money.
Okay, and I'm going to go in the middle. Like, if I think TBS does make some amazing stuff, they're very clean and they're respected at races. So if you're going to be going to races, a lot of people are happy if you're using them. But I also do feel like there's some cheaper alternatives out there that perform just as well and with just a clean sort of signal. So I don't know. It depends if you're going to be going to races or not. But definitely, if you do get one, they are a very high quality VTX. This one's from Joe. Oh, that's him, right? From Discord. That's Joe.
H2O, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I think it is Joe. How do you have Crupri? Something? Is that Joe?
Yeah.
Or am I just making it up? Is this just another Joe?
Does it start with a K?
It's C.
Yeah, that's him. It's pretty ugly. It's got to be him.
Okay. I haven't asked the question in a while, Stu, but after the chat up with Thomas Bitmarter, I wanted to know, it's been about a year since you last flew with him. What did you learn from back then versus now? I learned that kid is just...
How slow he is.
Yeah, that's actually what I learned. On my home test track, I was like, yeah, I'm doing pretty well versus some of these pro racers. This is, he's very quick, but I'm not getting left for dead. When I went up and I raced with him on his track that he'd set up, and he'd only just set it up, he was like twice as quick as I was, almost embarrassed. as a pilot who makes a living off FPV to be like, yeah, this is how slow I am around the track. So definitely he is very, very fast, and I've learned some, is it humility? Is that what it's called?
No, you don't know that.
Okay. So yeah, kids nowadays are very, very quick. That's what I've learned. And that's what's good about flying with you, because you're so much quicker than I am. It's nice to have someone else to sort of work towards and catch and get some of your tips as well. I don't know. JRB, hi, do you have knowledge that a radar gun is accurate in someone's hand or more accurate on a pedestal standing still? So I don't know, maybe this is because I've seen Andy RC use a pedestal, Cal uses the speed gun, and I would say probably the stiller it is, the more accurate it is. But in all of ours, it's just a comparison. So I'm not really going off other people's readings. For UAVfutures, we just use the same speed gun for all of our tests, and that lets you qualify them and quantify them next to other reviews you've seen on my channel. So there we go. I don't actually have any data on what is more accurate for that reading. Okay, I'm doing so much talking. My voice is dead. I've had a bit of a cold too. How much should a new pilot worry about the field of view in their first set of goggles?
Not too much.
All right, Ranger, yeah.
I had a pretty small field of view when I started.
Have a long talk so my throat can recover.
I had a pretty small field of view when I started, but I didn't really notice how bad it was until I got something else, and then I can't go back to that. But
what did you start with?
I started with so this is with the goggles, yeah, or the yeah.
I think that's what they mean by field of view. Field of view in the goggles.
I thought you meant field of view in the lens.
Oh, you meant the camera.
Yeah, I had the big Asian goggle too.
For the first set of goggles.
I had big Asian goggle too, so I don't know whether they're massive, aren't they?
Do you think that helped your flying if you had to go fly with them now today? Or what do you think about big field of view versus small field of view?
I don't like the big box goggles because when I'm going into a gate really quick or trying to fly, my eyes have to move around a lot more. As for little fat sharks on my eyes don't have to move around as much, so I can hit stuff a lot quicker.
Trev, how much should a new pilot worry about field of view?
None.
Why?
I just want to keep you talking.
Okay. I'm going to say, it doesn't really matter so much for a new pilot. I prefer smaller ones. I definitely think that makes it more useful. But you will adapt and be used to. You won't know any others. So it's hard to change from one to the other. But when you just start with something and that's what you learn on, that's where you're going to feel most at home. But in my recommendation, I like about the 37 to the on-way size. I feel like that's easiest for me to fly. Even the HD V2s, I feel like they're too big. So I don't know. But everybody sort of feels different. I'm going to check. The camera's going to stop soon, so... There's a box there. I'm not actually falling over.
He's only had 3 sips.
There's a box. There's a lunch box.
What a lightweight.
A little bit of cardboard. He's blaming that.
Do you want to ask the questions, Granger, so my voice can be better? We'll see how you go.
Yeah, right.
All right. So this one's from... So it's always the top question, and then so Shane somewhere, and then you can read that out.
You might embarrass you. He'd probably pronounce the names okay.
Probably. Shane Maloney, I don't even know, something like that.
Yeah, Shane Maloney asked this one. He said, why do you think freestyle pilots love heavy frames so much? Why not just build a lighter frame and add a slightly larger battery if you want to add weight? Cheers.
Wait, what was the question? I got to do your job now. I wasn't listening. So
you weren't listening. Why do you think freestyle pilots love heavy frames so much? Why just not build a lighter frame and add a slightly larger battery if you want to add weight?
What was that?
So why are you not processing it, alright?
One more time, Granger. One more. Read it one more time.
Basically what he's saying is why do
No, we're just messing with you, mate. We heard what you said the
Your
first
phone
time.
died.
No, it didn't die. It didn't die. You just got
turn off.
Oh, okay. This isn't going to work. But yeah, basically we were just messing with you. He wants to know, should he be using a...
No, why do pilots...
Why do they prefer freestyle frames? And I think heavier frames. Why are the freestyle frames heavier? Because they're more durable. If you bash them up, I think they hold stuff better. If you've got one of those thinner, like the Hawk 5 or something, yeah, you can put a bigger battery on. But you're usually, freestyle pilots fly a lot of bandos, they're running into a lot of obstacles, not just flags and fields, and I feel like if I was a freestyle pilot, I want a drone that's going to last, because I'm going to crash it a lot.
You wouldn't like a floss or something like that, because
they'll break.
They break in a spit of rain.
So yeah, alright. This isn't going to work. You did a great job there, Granger. I'm very proud of you, but because my phone's on low power mode, it's locking all the time. It's very annoying. Love the channel. Stu, you are semi-responsible for getting me into the hobby. I'm very sorry about that, and I'm sure your wife is very upset at me. This one's from Archmage AU. Question, if starting in Australia, where would you buy from? Shipping from US is slow and really expensive. China can take 3 weeks unless you pay for express shipping. What would you say? Where would you buy from? Okay.
Yeah, Phaser FPV. There's also Next XPV, which are quite good to deal with.
Yep. Would you buy from China?
Still buy from China, yeah, for sure.
All right.
But depending what you're after. But if you can wait, buy from China. But these guys now in Australia are pretty competitive with prices, so and they'll look after you.
Yep. Where do you buy from, Granger?
Yeah, I buy a little bit off Phaser and DAC FPV and my sponsor Multirod Insanity. So they're like Australian websites and they ship really quick.
A little plug right there.
Yeah.
All right, they'll be happy. For me, I'm going to say I would buy from China. I've got a fair bit of stuff from Phaser. Like, there's a whole bunch of Australian sites, but I can totally understand where if you're in the US, you're really lucky. There are so many stores over there that offer almost next day shipping as well as good prices, but the rest of the world, especially if you're in Europe or some other places, it can be really difficult to get some parts out there. So I would say if you can wait 2 or 3 weeks from China, maybe patience sort of is a virtue. I always pay for that expedient shipping. Like, even the $2 version is so much better than the basic standard slow boat version. But yeah, just have a bit of a Google and I'm sure you can find some places. But definitely Phaser. Rebel Quadrant FPV, nice work, boys. Glad to hear you take your time with your reviews. Most people, including some reputed pilots, rush their reviews. Can those micro brushlesses do turtle mode? Can the Snapper 7 do turtle mode?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we don't need to answer that one too much more. Here's a dumb question from Twitch FPV, and here's how he starts it. Here's a dumb question. What would you say? Would you say that racing or freestyle is more responsible for the growing awareness of the hobby? Things like DRL are great exposure for us, but I feel that freestyle has piqued more people's interest, but I could be way off. What do you think got people into the hobby who aren't into it? Freestyle, racing, what do you think it is? What attracts people to drone racing? And how do they find out about it?
I guess everyone's a bit different, but DRL probably racks in the most people because of the big gates and the stadiums and the bright lights. But yeah, everyone's different, I guess.
Where do you think we got our audience from?
YouTube.
Yeah.
No, we saw bucks.
My phone died again. How do I turn this off low power mode?
Just hold it down R series. Turn off low power.
I've turned my R series off because I'm worried that it's
The government are watching us. They're listening.
I don't.
We're gonna die.
Siri. Here we go. I'm gonna go to power options.
Yeah, it'll be there.
Probably freestyle videos though. I feel like freestyle, most people probably watched it versus the racing videos because I don't think too many people watch just normal sort of racing videos. Craig Balls K's. Hi Stu, GT and CTC. What do you guys think of the Fly Sky Nirvana transmitter? I'm waiting to get one as it looks like it's the best new thing in our hobby. And, well, it's today's sponsor. Go check out that link down below because they're the people who gave us this prize and I can't wait to see it because I definitely do think it looks very, very cool.
Yes, I can't wait to get one actually.
Okay.
Pete, I don't know, look, once I seen the style of the thing, after having the evolution, and these ones have got a little bit longer holding arms on them, so they're going to suit pictures.
Well, don't tell them too much because I haven't flashed a picture on the screen. I want them to go and check it out.
Picture's not far. You can find them on YouTube. That's how I found
like
it.
an FPV screen?
They look pretty good, so I can't wait to try one actually.
All right. This one's from E. Elliott. Hi, Stu and GT. Are either of you concerned with the FPV jump the shark moment? Do you know what that is? Do you know what the jump the shark moment is? Do you know what jump the shark moment is? This might be see, that's what I was confused as well. Do you know what jump the shark means? Because meaning, are you concerned that there will be an event that will turn people away from the hobby? And if so, what do you think could cause this? So, first part, I've never heard of that expression. Maybe that's a US thing. Oh, is there a jump the shark moment? I don't know. But are you worried there's going to be an event that will turn people away from the hobby?
No, I don't know. I don't reckon there could be, no.
Do you think anything's going to happen that's going to make people stop flying?
No.
I think the only bad thing, maybe someone has an accident, crashes into a car, or dives a bridge the wrong way, and causes some bad press and some regulations. But as far as people flying in the hobby, most people fly safely, and they're not going to be like, oh, just because that happened, I'm going to stop flying.
There's going to be accidents in all sorts of things, not just flying. I mean, you can drive a car and have an accident, so you're not going to stop driving a car.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I definitely don't think there's anything that's going to stop people from flying. What's the hardest thing about editing your videos, Trevor?
Starting.
Ending.
Mine is going to be actually editing out all these pauses when we have a conversation. You get halfway through and Trevor will finish talking about
that's because
something.
you keep interrupting.
Okay. Alright, Chris, you're gonna answer this one, Trev, if it's a good question that you can elaborate on, and I'm not gonna edit it whatsoever. G'day mates, I've been flying for over a year in Accra. I can do simple rolls and flips, but can't seem to get to the next level. What's the best advice to get there? Thanks guys. I watch all of the UAVfutures videos every day. So thank you so much for watching that. If you're watching every single one of my videos every single day, that's an awful lot of data you're using, but I do appreciate those views. Trevor, what's your tips? And this is without any pause moving. What do we got?
Well, here
we go. His brain's racking up. He's getting ready.
Already.
Here we go. Here we go.
For starters, don't watch so many videos of UAVfutures because you're taking all that time.
I'm counting the pauses. Get going. This one's a long one. You get two for that.
You're taking all that time for... Now you're me up. You weren't going to interrupt.
I'm not interrupting.
Yes, you did.
You want to re-go. I just count the pauses.
Two.
Yep, go.
Don't watch so many videos because that's where you're getting the time you should be flying. You want to get better? Get onto one of the simulators and try on that. So there you go. That's what you're going to do. Sim.
Not too bad. Granger?
Sim.
Alright. Yeah, just hit that sim up. There we go. I'll just copy your answer.
Less time on YouTube. You didn't answer that.
Yeah, I did. I said get on the sim. Kevin Parker, beginner here and a new Patreon of yours. Well, thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying the content because shout out to my Patreon supporters. An earlier video today I watched you guys testing of the box drone that really impressed you, an M5 or M3 or something, and I noticed a yellow cable down from the right side of Grumpy Trev's goggles, and he went, and basically, long story short, he wants to know about this, Trevor. What is this? And you see this all the time. What is that?
All right, people want to know where to get one of these from.
But you know what? I really think you should do a build video on that.
Yeah, you're going to make them yourself. You can't buy them. It's just cut a bit of cardboard to length, put an XT60 on it, and put a right angle connector on the other end of it. So
don't muck up the polarity.
Yeah, don't mess the polarity up, otherwise you'll have smoke.
Yeah, all right, Jono.
That's not good.
All right, John.
Who smoked his on ways. This one is from Skrilla01. How long to polish Grumpy Trev? I can't read properly. This beer has wrecked me.
How long does it take to polish Grumpy Trev's head?
Yes, exactly.
Ho, f***ing ho. Who is that?
That's from Skrilla01.
Who? Gorilla?
No, I don't know, however you say that. Shangri-La 1?
Shangri-La 1.
Yeah, there you go. How long, Trevor?
Not very long at all. It's just, it comes like this.
Alright, we're just going to move on. Simon Wigg. Hey guys, always a great laugh with the Q&A. Today has been an absolute write-off, but I'm hoping you're enjoying it. My question is about the GoPro camera mounts. Do you print yours or buy online? I'm going to link some down below because I used to buy mine, but big shout out to CTC because he does all our he's really good at the 3D printing. So for me, he prints mine. He printed some of yours for you as well, but what do? You print your own, don't you?
Now I do, but Cal was printing mine, yeah.
Nathan Watts, this question is for both of you, well, all three of us now. I watch your videos and you're both really good pilots. I know you said you fly for fun, but you ever thought about taking a stab at professional quad racing? Why not? Alright, for me, I'm going to say, look, flying's all for fun, and I just don't have the skills to be up there a competitive racer. You know, when I see those pros, they are incredible. I just fly for fun, and my skills wouldn't hold up, wouldn't be a candle to what their skills are like, so that's why I don't do it. Trev, would you ever go hit up some serious races?
No, I just don't want to show them up.
Alright, fair enough.
So, that's my,
That's your excuse and you're sticking to it?
Yeah.
And Granger, you like to go on to these race events. You're going over to, is it Perth or something
hopefully,
for some racing?
Yeah, hopefully.
In a little bit?
And you're going okay, aren't you, Granger?
Hopefully.
Yeah, and I've beaten you, haven't I, Granger?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Who needs the race?
Alright, so
I hope you're world champion one day.
Cody Good, Stu, why haven't you checked Facebook? I got a question, is love for you to answer. He'd love for me to answer, and Facebook seems the only way to do so. You can just email me, or put a comment in here.
Did he ask you the question?
Yeah, why haven't I checked Facebook? Yeah, well there you go. You know how to ask a question. That's one way to ask a question. So ask it on here or email me.
Well, that's a Homer Simpson answer.
Yeah, there you go. Macro SA2. Were you ever into RC cars? Granger?
Yeah, when I was little. Obviously, a lot of little kids normally
Like
get
last
into
week.
Oh. Nah, yeah, I used to like them. I used to enjoy them, but then they just got boring.
Trev?
Yeah, it was too, and they got boring.
Oh.
Just same thing, same and
It's donuts.
yeah, donuts, wore out a lot of tyres, and it really did get boring, and every time you go flying it's different every time.
Yeah, and yeah, you don't crash into gutters, and you can fly anywhere, whereas cars, you kind of need the right environment to go doing it as well.
Yeah, we can't fly inside easy enough. We can now. I mean, driving side.
Anyway. Dan Goodman, you guys are race drone focused, which is great, but will you ever do some stuff on aerial photography, GPS and gimbals? I did one video, like maybe 2 years ago, but it's not really the area that interests. Look, I do think if it's got some tech on there that I want to test out, fair enough, but most of the time I'm not really interested in that sort of stuff. Trevor, are you going to do any videos on that?
No, look, I used to make all my own gimbals. I do know a fair bit about them, but it's nothing that interests me anymore because once the racing drones come out, it just open up a whole new can of worms, and it's just so much fun. I just can't see myself with one of those now because it's boring. You just go up there and go, and it's nothing.
Yeah, same. I just reckon it's too boring. If it flies itself, there's no fun in it.
Yeah.
For me.
What about if you're going to film something cool?
Take out a freestyle quad.
Get someone else to do it.
Yeah, there you go. This one's from Sphinx. Stu! Trev's one-word answers to your questions really enhance your Sunday Q&As. I see why he doesn't get any of your YouTube commissions, and this one made me laugh when I was going through there when sometimes I'm like, oh, this will be a good question for Trevor to answer. We should be having a bit of a dialogue here and just be like, nah. And that's it, one-word answers. So don't worry, I 100% agree. Anyway, that's actually the last question, so hopefully, look, 1 or 2 people out there did enjoy it. I'm sorry to Botgrinder, I'm sorry to all the people, there was too much rambling in here. Massive shout out to Underground FPV and providing the Nirvana radio, so definitely go check that link out. But it's time to find out who's going to actually win that radio. So, Granger, you're going to be Cal today. We're going to spin this, we're going to find out, I don't know why there's an Apple sticker on here. Pink Lady Apples. 5030. But we're going to find out who deserves that. So you're this bit up here, Granger. Right. Obviously, and the rest is pretty self-explanatory.
I think we should get
Is it Rick?
Granger to spin it.
Alright.
Alright.
So that you're going to have to choose which question. You're going to have to think back of all the questions, and then you're going to tell me which one you liked, and we're going to contact that person, and they win a radio. If you win. That's if you win.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
Got to go around at least 3 times, don't just move it.
Oh, amateur. Go again. And if it's on the line, we spin again. Who
Trev!
It's bang on
look
Trevor's
at
name.
right on, Fred.
You got the last one too. You must be cheating. Alright, who won that, Trevor?
I really didn't think the questions were all that exciting, but...
So if there's a tip, if you want to be picked, make sure you got a good question.
You need a good question, but one guy, it's just a bit of a coincidence, I suppose, did ask about what radio you should buy, whether a Nirvana or whatever. So guess what? You don't have to buy a radio now.
Okay.
Who was that?
That was... I did like the one about... I like the one about Trev polishing your head. But we are looking at... Craig, Balls, K's, Hi Stu, GT and CTC. Q&A, what do you guys think of the FlySky Nirvana transmitter? Waiting to get one, but as it looks like the best new thing for a hobby. You're happy with that one?
Yeah, you don't have to buy one now, Craig.
Alright, congratulations. So definitely I'll be contacting you, or this might be a little bit tricky because you're going to have to email me, Craig, with a link to your channel on an unlisted video because it's been a big nightmare now because YouTube has deleted its messenger service. So what you need to do, make an unlisted video for me. This is if you want the radio. Send me a link to that and that way I can watch it. I can prove that it's you because some people have tried to scam some prizes before. And then we can get your details and then get you out a new FlySky Nirvana radio. So that feels pretty cool to be able to give a prize to someone about who's going to ask that. For everybody else, definitely drop your comments down below. Subscribe for more FPV related content. Sorry to the bit of riff-raff that happened this time. Massive shout out. Go check out Granger's channel. The link's down there. Also, Grumpy Trev's. The card should pop up above his channel. He's got some cool stuff coming. Are you going to do a build video on one of these? People are asking, mate, all the time.
We'll build video.
Alright, and then we can just link that. So go check out his channel. You just did one on a soldering iron, I think.
See, you're in it today, the channel turned to
Alright,
I
think I enjoyed today's episode. I had about half a beer, so I got pretty rowdy. So many people are going to call me a lightweight, it's almost embarrassing. Yeah. I'm going to stop rambling right there, and as always...
Yeah,
Happy flying.
Happy flying.